Empirical evidence shows that infrastructure is the foundation for the development of any economy. This has led to very vocal demands in several quarters around the world for government's increased funding for critical infrastructure. This is because the availability of functional infrastructure such as energy, good roads, railway, water supply, education facilities, healthcare, and a host of other amenities is essential to improving the living standards of a people, communities, or state. According to United Nations UN, quote, access to infrastructure and promotion of industrialization is essential for inclusiveness, end of quote. In Nigeria, the poor state of infrastructure is one of the biggest impediments to economic growth. As such, the call for government to address this deficiency is getting louder by the day.
Infrastructural development is very key for any society to be well developed, because without infrastructural development, there's basically nothing that people will be able to achieve.
Infrastructural development is growth of a nation. Developing your country helps the country, one, in bringing investment, where security, because you must have security, you must have development. All those developments are the things that people look at to weigh a state or a country.
Since the inception of the Governor OKOWA-led administration in 2015 in Delta State, a lot has been done to regenerate the economy and reposition the business environment in line with the fast emerging new order of globalization. The administration's first line of action in this direction was to set up a host of agencies, recognizing and placing competent personalities who could interpret his vision for the state and deliver on their mandates to superintend the agencies.
First thing is about competence. His Excellency actually picked those who he felt are very knowledgeable about the various ministries. All the commissioners that were appointed by the grace of God, they deliver. That's why today Deltons, of course, have elected His Excellency for another fresh term.
He has always based his appointments based on objectivity, based on qualification, based on laid down criteria for the success of his administration. That's why you find out that virtually in all the sectors of the economy, he has done very well in the last 4 years.
The benefits associated with good road network cannot be overemphasized. Mindful of this, the administration embarked on massive construction and rehabilitation of 455 roads projects with combined mileage totaling 1,269.42 kilometers and 517.34 kilometers of drainage channels cutting across the length and breadth of the state. It is worthy to note that as at April 30, 2019, 263 of these roads covering 638.23 kilometers and 295.71 kilometers of line drainage have been completed. This level of roads interconnectivity has not only reduced travel times and bridged the gap between production and market, but has also forged closer socio-economic ties between kith and kins.
Unto God, we dedicate this road and all the users. In Jesus' name we have prayed.
When there are roads, connectivity within the community, accessibility will be very easy. And that will lead to easy movement of goods and services and even human beings, so that the economy can be improved.
No need for me to go abroad again, because the road now, if I ride the machine, if I reach out, I sleep well. Any pain not in my body again. The road now, just like saying US abroad, now we did now safe with the road condition. I don't see the road now. OKOWA for road, OKOWA finish work. He try well.
During his administration, he has done a lot. That all the road networks, they are now in place. He has done several reconstruction. He has done a lot of innovation as well. It's a good one because he has really tried, I must confess.
Senator Kowa once said that living in the riverine communities is not a death sentence, and in line with his thinking, he ensured his administration developed relevant infrastructure suited to the aquatic environment that will aid economic prosperity of inhabitants of these areas. Apart from building roads, his administration has built landing jetties at Naifo Island, Ajuju and Enyebugbene, as well as Okwanala communities. At Polobubo Shekelewu in Warri North, the administration built steel bridge that solved age-long challenge of connectivity among communities.
This project has been proposed since 2005, but we thank God the smart governor, His Excellency Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, has been able to give this community a befitting landing jetty, which we know will benefit each and everyone that is coming to this community.
This is Riverine, where the ball boats to the Riverine. And before now, we've been having a wooden jetty. So this jetty is very important to us here.
Some of the bridge we have here is plank. At times it even fall us inside the water. But so we are very happy to have this concrete jetty that we walk through.
Smart Delta.
We are happy to see you back.
The OKOWA-led administration has, through the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, built modern markets in various communities to revive the economies of the people. Some of the notable ones that readily comes to mind are the Orerukbe, Sapele and Owalero modern markets. The ones in Bomodi, Burutu and Obogonogo are ongoing.
I hereby call the tape to commission these arboreal markets for unity, for peace, for economic improvement, understanding for our governor, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
This market will bless us in our all about endeavor. We put joy, peace into our life.
OKOWA is trying for Sapele. One, wait till see for OKOWA. When you do, OKOWA big market for us. All the fishy people, all the cocoa garage, everybody call the market. We go there dance. OKOWA chewu, oh chewu, OKOWA chewu, oh chewu, OKOWA chewu, oh chewu, OKOWA.
Furthermore, the government also approved the construction of the ultra-modern mechanic village through the partnership of a private operator under Build, Operate and Transfer (BOT) agreements. Some facilities in the village are 82 mechanic sheds, 992 auto spare parts shops, police post, bank, clinic, and many more.
His Excellency Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa has been impactful. He has subsidized 100 spare parts shops. This is a revenue generating hub. Like all these artisans, they are not generating revenue for government, but when we finish this facility, then government will now know them and know their shops, and then they will start paying.
The secure and friendly business environment in Delta State is encouraging other private investors like the owners of Rain Oil and Northwest Petroleum, who are building a new facility at the moment to invest in relevant infrastructure that will create jobs and employment for Deltans.
I wish to formally commission this ultra-modern police station built by Northwest Petroleum Gas Limited. I will give God thanks for this wonderful project that we put on the land, and this is a hope that they will have the best of customers and that everything will work well, both for the Northwest Petroleum and for all the entities. To God be the glory.
It is a fact that the availability of power is key to the economic prosperity of our people. This is because artisans and many other SMEs operators whose business activities add to the GDP can and will engage more in the production of goods and services to the benefit of the state. It is therefore not surprising that governments in partnership with private developers and investors are investing huge sums in the provision of power. For instance, Transcorp Power, Proton Energy, and Onose Tibe Energy Limited at Ekrokwe, Ekpejigwe community are all in one form of partnership or the other with government to bring on board power plants for better energy delivery in the state.
Smart Delta.
Hey, welcome to Delta. Governor, where they want OKOWA.
Hi, my name is Fretless, and I live in Asaba, capital city of Delta State. As an entertainer, my job entails a lot of movement from one place to the other, and also to be at the right place at the right time, meaning that I need good roads to be able to meet up with work or appointments. And with the new government reform on construction and rehabilitation of all major and feeder roads in the state as part of its smart agenda, it has become so easy for me to move around at all times. Now, I just cruise from street to street, city to city, all over the state. And even apart from the roads as I move along daily, I see magnificent projects everywhere. Check out this one in Warri and several other places. Wow. Governor OKOWA is indeed a man with a vision.
A side road construction project, the OKOWA-led administration has invested enormous resources in the construction of massive storm drainage to address the menace of flood that has ravaged the city of Asaba and environs for a long time. Several parts of the city prone to flooding are being connected to the underground drainage channels, and as such, long, wide and deep chasms are being dug and laid with concrete pipes, channeling the water to appropriate discharge points.
This is the terminal point of the discharge channel that begins at Okpanam Road at a point they call Akpu Junction. And it runs all the way through the government house area, commissioner's quarters, and ends up here. It is expected that this project will provide a lot of relief and succor to most of the people who are on the path upstream where floodwater is now menacing.
Once these drains are properly connected, flooding will be reduced in Asaba and Okpanam area. The essence of it is to make life more meaningful and also make people will be able to move freely during the rains.
Recently, Governor Ifeanyi OKOWA, in company of the newly appointed SSG, Chiedu Ebie, and members of the press, undertook an inspection tour on drainage sites where works were still ongoing.
This one, you have to kind of doubt what happened. Did it tip up the silt or what?
It has a good slope that it can naturally be clearing it up. Like the stone you are seeing there now, is just to reduce the speed of water, so that it doesn't get into the main river with a high speed and cause erosion.
Carry on. This is a good work. We love that.
The rains have been pouring in torrential showers with huge volumes of storm water. The drainage is yet to be completed. Nevertheless, citizens are already feeling its impact on the environment, as we can see from this.
The level of water from this discharge point at Awan River is simply mind-boggling. Now you can imagine this volume of water remaining on the streets of Asaba 2 hours after rainfall. It is exactly 25 minutes to 7 p.m. in the evening, and this level of water is still gushing out. This would have wreaked a lot of havoc on the residents on this day, but this is precisely the reason why the Delta State government sunk in so much money to make this happen.
I was just driving by, but when I saw the way the water was flowing, I said, let me come and have a look at what is going on here. So I really have to commend the state government. To a great extent, it's going to reduce the volume of erosion in Asaba, and we are happy about this.
Before now, during rainy season like this, water used to carry us even with our bike before. But now, we thank God for the governor, in fact, because I can say that the leadership of OKOWA is a God gift to us.
The task of deflooding Delta State is multidimensional, as most of our major cities and indeed semi-urban areas having similar challenges are being addressed all at once. A case in point is Warri and Efru environs.
The good people of Warri South local government, they are happy. You know that His Excellency the Governor is addressing their complaints, by trying to replicate the storm drain project in Asaba here in Warri.
In Warri before, it's always very congested and there's flood almost everywhere, just like that of Asaba. So bringing that Warri and Uwe Development Committee and this stormwater drain is going to be a very good thing for the people of Warri, and we are very, very happy.
Smart Delta.
Air is a colorless, odorless and tasteless mixture of air, gases, is for all of you. S is for less, orderless, and business.
Knowledge is power, and education is the bedrock of knowledge because it broadens the mind. A people who are informed through quality education can turn around the economic fortunes of its people and state. Thus, it's no surprise the upgrade of infrastructure in basic and secondary educational subsector was prioritized in the last 4 years of the OKOWA-led administration.
Your Excellency, Mr. Governor of Delta State, I want to commission this project for the betterment of humanity to the glory of God. In Jesus' name I pray.
We've heard really impressive presence from the government as it concerns provision of facilities in the school. Because this is a new school and you can see the great work going on. So we're about to have about 24 classrooms and an administrative block, which wasn't here before now. So the smart governor is doing very well.
My school is well equipped and there are more learning facilities here. As you can see, there are ongoing projects. OKOWA is doing his best to make sure all kids attain or have that basic education. In fact, I lack words for him.
The governor has brought back discipline into our states, both the teachers and the students. If you look at the records of those people who passed the WAEC, Delta State was number 2nd. Facilities, infrastructure, and the children are developed at the same time.
Not minding the existing number of secondary institutions, Governor OKOWA has established 46 new schools, 12 primary and 34 secondary schools. In addition to this, the administration has constructed over 1,195 classrooms and renovated 2,643. In the same vein, it has constructed and distributed student furniture of over 142,798 and teacher furniture of over 22,748. Science blocks, laboratories, solar-powered boreholes, and many more upgrades have either been completed or at various stages of completion.
There is a massive expansion of school by His Excellency. New schools coming up, both in the urban and in the rural areas. This will encourage more students to boost the education sector of the state and the free education.
We have been looking forward to these structures. With this structure, we've gotten our own school. I want to commend the state government, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, for this laudable project.
Another significant infrastructure need to aid and grow prosperity is technical colleges, as well as skills acquisitions and vocational centers. To this extent, Governor Ifeanyi Okowa once said, quote, "I am persuaded that no meaningful national development can be achieved by any nation without sound and qualitative technical education. I strongly believe that the future lies with technical and vocational education, not just certificate acquisition." End of quote. To this extent, his administration has equipped and upgraded facilities in the 6 technical colleges and set to build 19 more, 1 per local government area. Also, vocational centers in the state are up and running to teach skills.
Through our vocational system, we have trained several thousands of our youths in various vocational centers, and we have paid special attention to technical education, because when you're able to tool the kids with skills along with their normal studies, it helps to improve their functionality, because we teach the normal subjects, but we bring in those areas that would tend to drive their minds towards being able to acquire skills, and it helps a lot in the build-up of the full confidence that a youth needs going into the market.
Senator Ifeanyi Okowa has embarked on the renovation and construction of technical colleges, and he also promised that in this his second tenure, he is going to provide technical colleges to every local government headquarters. Those technical colleges are going to provide vocational studies.
Furthermore, the construction of the e-library in the state capital is one that has rendered uncommon joy to the people of Delta State as a key infrastructure to aid development.
An edifice has been set up here. It's not only a library, but it's an eye for Deltans to see the world and the world to see Deltans. Every book in the world is now in Delta State Library. We have e-library that from here, if you subscribe, you could read any book you want, any title, anywhere in the world.
The realization that a fully equipped and functional airport is a strong economic indicator and gateway to the world, the OKOWA-led administration went back to the drawing board and initiated the plan that has translated into a standard airport with a runway fit to handle and accommodate not just local flights but international flights. This upgrade has added more value to the state.
Now we can get international flights coming in and out of Asaba. What else would you think? We say kudos to him and we pray that God will give him the wherewithal to continue the good job.
Thank God that the government has invested a lot for the airport to accommodate the traffic of personalities that will be coming in. It's going to boost employment, it's going to boost the economy. How about the market? How about the tourism setup? All area of the segment is already boosted by the expansion of the airport.
One of the turnkey projects of the OKOWA-led administration with profound and immediate impact on the economy of the state has been the completion of the Stephen Keshi Stadium. Hundreds of direct and indirect jobs have been created, not to mention new stars that have been discovered in this facility, who are now breadwinners in their families.
Instead of allowing them to be wandering about or hawking in the streets, we bring them here. Government is making provision for you to become something in life. You can make a career out of it. Like now, this is my career. I don't have any other thing to do. I always train. It's either I'm training them or I'm training myself. If I have championship, I attend. If I'm not attending, I'm grooming the kid.
For the past 5 years, Delta State has been ruling everywhere in sports. The infrastructure the government is putting on is very good because most of the children here, their parents work there. We have that opportunity now.
Health, they say, is wealth. To this extent, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa swung into action with total renovation, equipping, furnishing and upgrading of state-owned primary healthcare facilities and establishment of new ones like the Oproza Cottage Hospitals and the new Asaba Specialist Hospital. This has undoubtedly added value to quality healthcare delivery in the state.
I personally witnessed great jobs, the renovation of hospitals, provision of drugs, manpower, even when there has been embargo on employment. Governor Okowa has passion for people to live, and he performed beyond expectations when it comes to health.
The construction of the tanker park in Warri is another key infrastructure the administration has embarked upon. This is to address the improper parking of tankers and trailers along major highways, especially in Warri, posing a major threat to motorists and residents living in these areas.
It's a right step that the government is taking. The trailers parking on the roads, it has taken almost 50% of the road, and definitely it will block vision of vehicles flying on the road. I think it's a right direction, and it will actually reduce cost of accidents.
We will be suffering for this trailer park, for this road all these years. Even when you enter Niger Cats here, you see the way they will park along the road. For you to pass, to make use of the road is difficult. But this thing that he's doing today, we appreciate him. We pray that God will give him the strength to continue his good work. May 1 of Delta State. Thank you very much, our governor. We appreciate it.
Another signature project geared towards building the very much needed infrastructure to aid governance and prosperity is the ongoing multi-storied Secretariat building. This project is designed to bring government ministries and parastatals and businesses under one roof for proximity, synergy, as well as save cost.
He started off this project because the entire parastatals and the paraphernalia of government are all scattered in private homes all over Asaba. And so he decided to bring his entire government under one roof. So by the time this project is finished, he would have saved billions of naira on the rented apartments that he would have spent money paying for.
Development and good governance have always tended to go hand in hand, and thus, moving forward, Senator Arthur Ifeanyi Okowa has promised to triple his efforts in all sectors to deliver effective and legitimate governance which will provide untold benefits to the people.
Come to Delta State, come and see the good things where OKOWA they do. You better run, come to Delta State, come and see the good things where OKOWA they do. I see your job and work creation in Delta, make the youth say them higher. OKOWA, I see good roads everywhere in Delta, make the people say them cola. Come live in Delta, say me I say, come invest in Delta. Come explore the potentials of our state.